Hey you guys, it's Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. Today I am showing you my braids that I had. Well, I still have, but I'm about to get ready to take these down. But I am very soon about to get my relaxer. So I want to show you how I prep my hair before I get my relaxer. So this is just my scarf that I've had on, which is what I sleep in. These, by the way, are the by L. Jones signature scarves. They're 100% satin, and this pattern is the pattern that matches the pattern on my products. So anyway, as you can see, I'm very happy about that. But that's what I've been using. So since my hair is braided and I can clearly see my scalp right now, well, you know, as good as it can be. I use the by L. Jones Silky Growth Oil to oil my scalp. And then since I'm about to get my relaxer, I'm also going to go ahead and put on the, I'm going to base my scalp. Like I'm going to let the girl that's doing it, the other stylist, I'm going to let her base it too when I get there. But I just need some extra protection. So I'm going to go ahead and do it first simply because I have been scratching, and that is really a no-no, and I know better, but my head has been itching so bad just because it's been 2 weeks since I shampooed, and my hair is like, no, you're out of order, because I normally shampoo once a week, and so I never really have a problem with itching, but I went an additional week to keep these braids up, and so now it's itching like crazy. So I've already oiled it. So now I'm gonna go ahead, and when I oiled it, it's very easy to do with these braids because all I gotta do is just follow the line of the part and it gets directly on my scalp. I want to concentrate on my scalp instead of the actual hair, because as it gets inside, you know, underneath, goes inside the scalp, what will happen is, you know, it stimulates that hair follicle, since it's able to get a little bit up under the surface. All right, so I just follow the part. Then afterwards, I'm gonna take some Vaseline, and that's just simply to help base my scalp for the relaxer. I normally would never use Vaseline on any other day, but right before relaxer day is okay. This is my tub of Vaseline. I mean, Vaseline is Vaseline, right? So I'm gonna put some in the areas where I know I have been scratching, which is right along the edges. And then again, I'm gonna just go follow the parts. And what the Vaseline does is, for instance, if the relaxer gets on your scalp, it provides a barrier so that you don't begin burning like right away. And just to make myself clear, I would normally do not put Vaseline on my hair, okay? Grease, none of that. But And the reason I don't is because it's so heavy, and it is a barrier. It acts as a moisture barrier. Like, it blocks the moisture from coming inside the hair because it's so thick. It coats the hair, and it blocks any moisture from coming in, and it blocks any moisture from leaving out. So although it looks shiny, it's not, you know. So that's why a lot of times people say, I use grease and my hair just eats the grease up. No, your hair isn't eating the grease up. The grease is blocking any moisture from getting inside your hair. So the more you use it, it seems like the drier your hair gets. But in terms of getting a relaxer, that's a beneficial. That's beneficial to me, because I want a barrier, so that in the event that if any relaxer gets on my scalp, there's a barrier there that's protecting it. So this is why, you know, when I do relaxers, and also when I get relaxers, you know, you want to base the scalp really, really well. Although, you know, you're not supposed to get any relaxer on the scalp at all, but, you know, sometimes things happen. But this is just a protective measure for just in case. And then what's going to happen is in a little while, I'm going to go ahead and take these braids down, and I'm going to completely detangle my hair, and I'll show you that as well. But this is just part one of prepping my hair for getting another relaxer, because due to popular demand, I am going to do another relaxer series. I wasn't gonna do one, but there's so many people that have been asking me to do it that I'm gonna go ahead and do another relaxer series. So you always want to make sure your scalp is protected. Again, the relaxer is not supposed to touch your scalp, but it gets so close that you want to make sure that you are covered in case it does. And this is easy to do while your hair is braided. Like, you can do that, you can base your scalp without your hair being braided, but it's so much easier to do it with it being braided, just because all you have to do is just follow the part. Otherwise, when you take your hair down, you can still part it and put it right there. But, you know, I like doing things the easier way. So that's why I'm doing it this way. But it's not wrong if you were to go ahead and take your hair down and then base your scalp. Neither way is wrong, as long as your scalp is getting what it needs. All right. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna also spray with the leave-in conditioner. I don't want to wet it because I don't want my hair to be wet while I'm getting my relaxer. But I do want to kind of cool my scalp, and I do want to reduce any shedding. So since I've had braids, I've been oiling my scalp pretty much every day, and I have been spraying my braid spray on there, and I have also been spraying the leave-in conditioner. So this is not the first time I'm using the leave-in conditioner on my braids, but I just want to do it one last time while I have my hair braided. And then when it's itching, it really calms it. That with the braid spray, the cooling hair mixture braid spray, both of those really help me as far as the itching. All right, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes, and then I'm gonna start taking these braids down, which it should not take long. I won't bore you with me actually taking it down, but I am going to take it down and come back and show you how I will detangle it, since I've already done my scalp part, so that part is based really well, and I can tell it's based really well because when I sprayed that leave-in conditioner, I didn't really feel anything on my scalp, but it is getting on my hair too, which is also a great thing. So I'm gonna come back after I have the braids taken out and show you how to properly detangle, okay, to give you the minimum shedding. Shedding is gonna be is normal and is inevitable simply because your hair sheds on a daily basis just as a part of the growth process. All right. Luckily for us, the hair is growing faster than it's shedding, but it sheds at a maximum, an average of at least 200 hairs a day. So since I've had my hair braided for about 2 weeks, that's 14 days times 200 hairs per day. Okay, so we're looking at least 2,800 hairs that should be coming out of this head. It's just still in there because since my hair is braided, when the hair sheds, it has nowhere to go because it's still being braided and my hair is not being combed daily. But once I take the braids out, it's gonna look like a lot of hair simply because it's just an accumulation of the hair that shedded normally. All right, so I will be right back. All right, you guys, so I'm back. I have all of the hair out, and my Lord, it feels good to see my hair again. So what I'm doing at this point is I have a comb, wide tooth comb, and I'm just gonna comb through from the root all the way to the very end, okay? That's how you properly detangle the hair. And I had very minimal shedding. Like, I hardly had any shedding. It definitely was not what I was expecting. It was much less than what I was expecting, which is a good thing. But I would attribute that to how much I oiled my scalp and kept my hair moisturized. Because again, I sprayed it daily, multiple times a day with the braid spray, the cooling hair mister, and then I oiled it about 3 to 5 times a week. So almost every day I oiled it, but every single day, 3 to 5 times a day, I was spraying it with that spray. And then I was also spraying it with the leave-in conditioner too. So it's hard to tell how much it grew at this point because it's just all over the place. But it is definitely very big. Hopefully I didn't cut my hair any. When I took these braids out, I don't think I did because I cut. Okay, this is the shedding, you guys. That's not a lot. When I was taking those braids down, 90% of that hair was the braid hair. Not that I'm complaining, but that just goes to show keeping it moisturized and actually doing things while it's braided to, keep it moisturized, keep your scalp oil. That helps to minimize the shedding. All right, and this is what came out on that part. Not that much. So at this point, what I will do is, because I know I've been scratching like right here, I'm going to just put a little bit more Vaseline right there. And yes, I know better. I know not to scratch, but it's just my head was itching so bad. At the time, I just didn't care. Okay. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more right here and then in the very back. And then like right here. So at this point, I'm just going to basically put my scarf back on, tie it back up, and get ready for tomorrow. All right, and I'm just gonna put my scarf back on for now. And the next time this head gets uncovered, it'll be relaxer time. All right, you guys, so that is all I did to prepare. Was I oiled my scalp, I put some Vaseline on my scalp, detangled all of the hair, and that was pretty much it. All right, so at this point, I will not scratch anymore. My scalp actually feels much better. That oil helps a lot. So my scalp feels much better. So tomorrow, you'll see the end result, and we'll start tomorrow. I'll start with the How to Stretch Your Relaxer series, and that'll be week 1. Okay, so we'll start with relaxer day. That'll be week 1. All right, and I have something else that I'm gonna mention on the start. Okay, this is just the pre-beginning, but I have something else that I want you all to get, okay, when you're starting your stretch. But I will mention all that tomorrow. All right, so that will conclude this video, and I will see you all tomorrow for relaxer day. All right, you guys, talk to you later. Bye bye.